And your Pekin Dragons are taking the ice at Top Shelf Ice Arena in Gurnee, Illinois for the first of two matchups today against the Vipers Hockey Club out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Happy New Year, by the way, everybody. As of today, January 3rd, 2026, CSDHL standings in the Squirt White 2 division reflect the Vipers coming in 5th place with 12 games played, 7 wins, 5 losses, 0 ties, and 14 points. And your Pekin UAA Dragons are coming in 3rd place with 14 games played, 9 wins, 5 losses, and 18 points. We got the second game of the day this afternoon at 3:10 Central Time against the same hockey club right here, the Vipers. And then tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. we will be facing off against Mammoth Hockey Club. So make sure you tune in for those games as well. And now we'll look through the roster here just so you remember who everybody is. I'm pretty sure everybody's here today. With the exception of Coach Chip Hill, he had obligations with the 14U team. All right. Yeah, let's go in numerical order. Number 5, Sterling Burks. Number 6, Duncan Hill. Number 7, Braxton Courts. Number 11, Easton Cook. Number 12, Noah Viviano. Number 16, Kian Ledbetter. Number 19, Grayson Blevins. Number 25, Jackson McCoy. Number 29, Nash Moldenhauer. Number 33, Jet Nafziger. Number 48, netminder Adelina Johnson. And number 77, Houston Richardson. Pekin UAA Dragons coaching staff consists of head coach Neil Viviano, assistant coaches Chip Hill and Barry Moldenhauer. On the bench, we've got Mr. Brian Blevins, and in the penalty box, that's right, folks, Mr. Dustin Cook. For Cook & Sons Auto Body. Let me find the phone number. For all your automotive collision repair needs, Cook & Sons Auto Body at 309-353-7971. Let your insurance company know about them. All right, like I said, this is the first of 2 against the Vipers today and first of 3 for the weekend. This will be game number 15 for our CSDHL regular season. And we're quickly wrapping up over the next few weeks the rest of the regular season for your 10 UAA Dragons. So, 2 games next weekend, and I think we got another one the weekend after that, perhaps. All right. Dragons are getting their pucks scooped up and having their final powwow sesh with the coaches here, and then we'll be underway shortly. Vipers are ready to go. .33's Daddy brought to you today by a cup of Holiday Inn Express medium roast coffee this morning. Not too bad. All right, let's go Dragons. Looks like we're going to have for our starting lineup today, Nafziger at center, Ledbetter and Cook on the wing, Nafziger for the face-off. Back to Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer and Burks on defense. And Moldy sends it all the way down. That's going to be an icing call, so we'll be down here in the Dragons' end for the next draw. Nafziger at center, Burks and Moldenhauer on defense, Ledbetter and Cook on the wings. This is Pekin Dragons 10 UAA hockey. And Knapsager for the draw. Slaps it over to Cookie. Cookie sends it through some Vipers traffic. They'll hold it in at the blue line. Rocketed one off Easton Cook's face there, it looked like, and over to the far side. Knapsager sends it up to the blue line. Vipers advance it in a little deeper. Knapsager stops that shot in front of the net. And Vipers hold it in again. Send it in deep to the back wall. Moldenauer collects it. Nope, Vipers strip the puck there. Burks is in hot pursuit over on the far side. And Vipers send another one on net. Save Johnson. Here comes Cookie. Oh, just couldn't control the puck there, and he'll scoop it out to the neutral zone. Off the far side and down into the Viper zone. Vipers collect it. Skated around the back of their net. Ledbetter's in hot pursuit. Sends it over to the near side and back to Moldenauer in the neutral zone. Cross ice pass to Burks. Burks forwards it up to Ledbetter, and Dragons advance into the Viper zone. Can't control the puck there. Vipers back to Courts and back to Knapsager. Skates it over to the near side. Advances up. Rowe tried to rocket a shot there. Got a stick on it from the other team. And here come the Vipers. Back up out into the neutral zone.
Stay in the middle, Burks!
And Moldenauer battles for it on the near side. Vipers dump it into the Dragon zone, and Burks will collect it in the near corner. Around the back of the Dragons net over to the far side. And right back up into the neutral zone. And all the way up the far side. Lost it in the referee's skates there, and Ledbetter tried to battle it up. Vipers battle it out. Back to Blevins, collects it in the Dragon zone. And he'll send it up to a Viper player waiting in the top of their zone there, and back out to the neutral zone we go. Blevins sends it into the Viper zone off the far side, and Duncan Hill and Braxton Courts were racing for it there. Vipers advance up into the Dragon zone, up the far side. And save Johnson. Caught it in the paraphernalia there. We're going to have a face-off in the Dragon zone. 9:32 remaining in the first period. Still scoreless. Hill at center, Courts and Richardson on the wing, Blevins and Moldenauer on defense. And got deflected through the crease there over to the near side. Blevins will pick it up. Sends it up to Richardson, waiting at the top of the zone. And he'll advance across center ice. Passes it over to the far side, looking for Courts or Hill. And Duncan Hill battles it into the Viper zone offside. 9:09 remaining in the first, still scoreless. Face off in the neutral zone. Hill for the face-off. Jumps it into the Viper zone. Vipers collect, bringing it into the neutral zone up the near side. And Richardson got up in their business there, and puck comes back out across the neutral zone and down into the Viper zone. Vipers get there first. Up the far side, back to Hill, back to Courts, and Hill dumps it in deep all the way to the back wall. Vipers collect it in the near corner. Skated up the near side. Looks like Richardson and Blevins. Richardson got in the way, and Blevins dumped it in back to the back wall. And Vipers collect it again, scoop it out to the neutral zone. All the way down, Moldenauer races back, sends it off the near side boards. And back to Blevins in the slot. Vipers rocketed one up, and Moldenauer got in the way of that, it looked like. McCoy battling for it on the near side, comes out to Courts, and Courts is going to skate it over the far side, and Vipers shove it into the far corner. Puck comes back to the near side. And Dragons can't escape the zone. Courts scoops it up on the back wall, skates it over to the far side. Pass over to McCoy on the near side. And he'll race it across the neutral zone. Down into the Viper zone, sends a bouncer. Oh, and that gets deflected over to the far side. Vipers collect. Back to McCoy in the neutral zone again. Tried to get it through the feet of some Vipers there, and here comes Viviano into the Viper zone. Halfsiger holds it in. And back to Vipers. Send another pass over here on the near side, and they'll advance across the neutral zone. Down into the Dragons' end, and they'll send it off the back wall. Moldenauer gets there first, and he's got a guy check into him there. Puck comes back to Nafziger, and then over to Viviano. Vipers still maintain, or keep it in the zone, I guess you could say. And back to the neutral zone. Vipers jump it back in. Up the far side, back to Nafziger. And he'll scoop it back out to the neutral zone. On net. And save Vipers. No icing. And Vipers try to send it up the boards there. Comes over to the near side. And back out to the neutral zone we come. Dragons battle it in, back on net. And Vipers collected in the crease, skated around the back of their net, send it up the far side all the way down. That should be an icing call, and it is. 5:51 rather, remaining in the first period. Still scoreless. Face off in the Viper zone. See if we can't get something going here. Like Hill at center, Quartz and Richardson on the wing. Hill for the face-off. Dragons battle to keep it in the zone there, and puck's loose. Vipers grab it, and they're off to the races across the neutral zone. They'll enter in up the far side, send a shot. Whoops, save Johnson. 5:32, 5:30. Clock's still rolling. 5:30 remaining in the first period. Still scoreless. Face off in the neutral zone. Sorry, Dragon zone. Same forward lineup. I think Blevins and Moldenauer on defense. And Hill for the face-off. He'll win that draw. Carries that out to the neutral zone and sends it all the way out ahead of himself. And he's in a foot race for it. All the way to the back wall and over to Quartz on the near corner. Oh, send it over to the far side. Richardson tries to chase it down. He'll get there. Sends it over into the slot, and Vipers try to bring it up. Quartz brings it out to the neutral zone. Blevins sends it over to the far side. Quartz advances in. Whoop, sends it up to a Viper player, and he'll try to chase it back down. And here come the Vipers back in. The Dragon zone, send a shot through the crease and over to the near side boards. Vipers get there first, send another shot on goal. And Johnson made that save. Blue line bomb from a Viper player, and Dragons down by one. 4:36 remaining in the first. And we'll have face off at center ice. Nafziger at center, McCoy and Viviano on the wings, Burks and Moldenauer on defense. Nafziger for the face-off. Puck comes back to the Dragon zone, and Moldenauer will race it down behind the back of the Dragon's net. Sends it up the far boards for Burks. Burks scoops it out to the neutral zone, and McCoy's in a foot race. Back across the neutral zone it comes, and back to a Viper player at center ice. The Vipers advance in. Nafziger and McCoy are all over him there. Back to Burks. He'll scoop it out to the neutral zone, and Vipers turn it around. Send it down deep into the Dragon zone, and Moldenauer tracks it down first, sends it up the near side. Whoop. There we go. McCoy scraped up the loose change, and he's racing across the neutral zone. And got it through some traffic there the first time. Couldn't get it past him the second time. Puck comes back to the neutral zone. The Vipers enter in, 1-on-3. Send a shot, and that goes wide. And we got a whistle on the play. Oh, McCoy is down over here in the corner, down in the Viper zone. Coach Bibiano goes down to check on him here. And he's on his feet, folks. He doesn't look happy, but he's on his feet. He'll go back to the bench and get checked out. All right, where are we going to have our face-off now? All the way down in the Dragon zone. 3:23 remaining in regulation. Dragons down by 1. I'm sorry, not regulation, first period. It's early, folks. You're going to have to bear with me. Hill at center. Cookie and Burks on defense. Nope. Cookie and Burks on the wing. I'm not sure. Nafziger dangles through 3 Vipers players. He'll skate it up the far side, down into the Viper zone. Tried to feed one up, and back to Burks at the blue line. Sends a shot off of a Viper player, and here they come back to the neutral zone. Levin's back to the fan. He'll send it over to the far boards in the neutral zone, and Vipers advance. Levins has to break that up. So does Hill. And so does Nafziger, and so does Burks. Save Johnson. Goodness gracious. Vipers hold it in. Send a shot from the blue line, and it got through. Not all the way to the net, though. And they'll send that one wide to the far side there. And Burks sends it back out. Cookie's in a foot race. Here come the Vipers. Send it back up into the Dragon zone, and Easton Cook. Oh, got it. Snuck past his stick there. And back to the far corner in the Dragon zone. Vipers continue to advance towards the net. Burks brings it over to the near side and up to Ledbetter. And he's battling with a Viper there. Ledbetter and Burks battling in the corner. 2 Viper players. Yeah, we got some fisticuffs going on there. Quartz comes out with it, sends it off the far boards, and we'll muscle it out to the neutral zone. Here we go, up the far side and down into the Viper zone. Sends a shot. Save. Vipers rebound loose, and Vipers strip the puck, carry it back up the far side. Send it back out to Burks in the neutral zone. And we'll free it up to Ledbetter. Ledbetter advances in. Oh, he got taken out. And over to the near side we go. Quartz, cross ice pass to a Viper player, and they're back out. And it's going to be an offside call. 1 minute remaining in the first period. Vipers hold on to a 1-goal lead. Quartz at center, Viviano and Richardson on the wing, Moldenauer and Blevins on defense. Quartz for the face-off, and Vipers come out with it up the far side across the neutral zone and into the Dragons' end. They'll send a shot, and Blevins will stop that. Sends it over to the near side. Viviano will try to race it down. Back to Courts. And Vipers hold it in. Tried to send a shot, bounced off of Richardson. They collect it back at the blue line again and skated up in a little further. Back to Moldenauer. Sends it off the far boards. And back to the back wall it goes. Oh. Yep. And back to Courts on the far side again. We'll race it out. Dangles around a Viper player, got another one to beat, gets out in front, and they'll collect it on the back wall. Save Vipers. 1.2 seconds remaining in the first. Dragons down by 1, face off in the Viper zone. And Courts for the face-off. And that's going to do it for the first period of play, folks. Dragons down by 1 after 1. All right. Let's roll through some of our 25-26 season sponsors. First on the list, hat trick sponsor, Mr. Kirk Nefziger, the coolest cousin ever from all the way up in Minnesota. Then we got Wagenbach Builders, construction company since 1980. You got a project, call Wagenbach Builders at 309-925-5205 or wagenbachbuilders.com. And for our power play sponsors, we got 2121 Sports out of Pekin. Let us give you an edge. Call Dan Engelbright at 309-241-0712 for professional skate sharpening, skate profiling, and skate repair. You can also find them on Facebook. All right, period 2 starts now. Gonna have Hill at center. Nefziger and McCoy on defense. Burks and Moldenauer on defense. And Hill for the face-off. Sends it across the neutral zone, and the Vipers send it back. Carry it back into the Dragon zone. And Nefziger tries to scoop it out. Just can't get it there, and the Vipers hold it in. Bring it over to the near side. Send a shot off the side of the net, and Burks will collect that. Skates it over the far side, dangles around some Viper traffic, and out into the neutral zone up the far side. Oh, just couldn't quite get it past that last group there. And now we got an offside call on the Dragons. Face off in the neutral zone. Courts at center, Ledbetter and Cook on the wing, Burks and Blevins on defense. And Courts for the face-off comes back to Easton and Cook on the near side, and we'll try to battle it up in. Vipers send it back out and down into the Dragon zone. Burks sends it out, and Vipers carried back in up the near side. Send a shot through the crease over to the far boards, and Ledbetter will get there first. And Courts muscles it out to the neutral zone, and that's an offside. Vipers, 10:58 remaining in the second. Dragons down by 1, face off in the neutral zone. Same lineup. Courts at center, and he'll take the draw. Puck comes into the Dragon zone. Burks paddles it out to the neutral zone. Vipers send it back in. Burks, pass over to Blevins. Up. And ooh, that was close. Puck's over in the near side boards there. Easton Cook battling for it. Courts sweeps the puck. We got an arm in the air here. And that's going to be a delayed penalty on the Dragons, it seems. Looks like Sterling Burks is going to go off for a minute 30. 10:23 remaining in the second period. Face off in the Dragon zone, and we'll be down a man. Knapsiger at center. Richardson on the wing. Knapsiger for the draw over to Moldenauer, and he'll send it up the far side boards. Vipers hold it in, send it back in deep. Moldenauer will collect it on the back wall. Back to Knapsiger battling with a Viper player in the corner there, and get the puck! Vipers hold it in, send a shot wide, and Blevins will race back for that. Sends it around the back wall and out. Across the neutral zone. Not enough gas for icing, and Vipers will collect it first. And race it over to the near side. Richardson got in the way there, sends a shot, got deflected over to the far corner. Vipers pick it up, send it up the far boards there, and Knapsiger shoves it back to the back wall. Richardson in a foot race for it. Here come the Vipers. Back out to the neutral zone. Move the puck into the Dragon zone. And Blevins and Knapsiger will break that up. Send it over to the far side, and Moldenauer will race for it. Oh, tried to tip it through the skates there, and back to Blevins. Just couldn't get it past the Vipers' sticks. Knapsiger scoops it back out to the blue line. Still in the zone, and Vipers send it back to the back wall. Blevins angles around a Viper there, and another one. And he'll feed it into the Viper zone deep to the back wall. Viviano's in a foot race for it. He'll get there. Fed it right into the Viper sticks there, and they're going to be back out across the neutral zone. Moldenauer advances back to the neutral zone up the far side. Got a guy all over him, but he's still pushing. And oh man, we had a Viviano was nipping at their heels there. And back to Blevins at center ice. They'll race for it over on the near side. Sends it into the Viper zone. Viviano battling for it. Hill comes in to help. And he'll take that puck all the way to the net. Sends a shot. Save, Vipers! 7:56 remaining in the second. Dragons down by one. Face off in the Viper zone. Courts at center. Viviano and McCoy on the wings. Moldenauer and Burks on defense. And Courts for the face-off. Puck goes back to the near corner. Vipers send it up the near side, and Courts comes in for it. Oh, pass to McCoy! Oh! Got deflected off the netminder and over the top of the net. Bounced off the top of the net, man. Bummer. That was a good try. Vipers with some speed all the way to the back wall. Courts is with them. And lost track of the puck there. And Moldenauer will stop that in front of the net. Sends it over to McCoy. Carries it across the neutral zone. And into the Viper zone. Tries to shove it in deep. Just can't get it there. Moldenauer back up the far side. And again. And here come the Vipers. Down into the Dragon zone. Send a shot. Ooh. It's like Addy got a glove on it, and it's going to bounce over to the near side. Vipers turn it around. Send another shot wide and over to the far side. McCoy. Ooh, almost got there. And just can't clear the zone. Here comes Courts. He'll carry it across center ice and over to the near side. And Dragons. Into the Viper zone. Viviano. Ooh, Viviano had it on his stick there. Just couldn't get the shot. Back to the neutral zone we come. Moldenauer over to Burks on the near side. And Easton Cook will send it into the Viper zone again. Puck comes back up to Easton Cook on the near side there, and he'll race over for it. Vipers carry it up the far boards. And back to Cookie again. Off the far side and down. That'll be an icing call, and we're going to have 5:56 on the clock when we resume play. Face off down in the Dragon zone. And Hill at center. Nafziger and Blevins on defense. Richardson and Burks on the wing. I think. I'm not sure. Hill for the faceoff. And Vipers send it in from the blue line. Dragons create some traffic in front of the slot there, and puck comes over to the near side boards. Vipers hold it in. And Nafziger will scoop that up. Brings it over to the near side. Out to the neutral zone. He'll send. And that's going to be an icing call again. Bummer, man. 5:26 remaining in the second period. Face off down in the Dragon zone. All right, same lineup. Hill for the face-off, and Blevins will race it down on the back wall. Puck goes through the slot and over to the near side. Vipers send a shot, looking for a deflection, and it'll go to the far boards. And Nafziger will stop that shot, passes it back to Richardson. And back to Nafziger again. They'll scoop it out to the neutral zone. Offside Vipers. Guess not. Back to Duncan Hill. Over on the far side, he'll let it go out to the neutral zone, and Vipers will collect it again. And Burks collects it on the back wall, skates it behind the back of the net. Got a guy all over him. And he'll muscle it out to the neutral zone. Back to Richardson. Richardson. Obvious trip. And I guess it wasn't on us. Or there wasn't one at all. Here come the Vipers across the neutral zone. And Duncan Hill tried to break that up. It looked like it was offsides again, but what are you going to do? And back to the back wall. Burks collects it again. All the way out to the neutral zone. Set it up for McCoy there, but the Vipers were there. And here come the Vipers again across the neutral zone. They'll send a shot wide, and Blevins will scoop that up. Skates it behind the back of the Dragons net and over to the far side this time. Vipers hold it in. Send a shot off of Nafziger's leg. And Johnson makes a save from an outside shot. Yeah, Burke sends it up to McCoy. McCoy won the battle, and he's gonna. Well, we were working on advancing in. Here comes Viviano. And Vipers stop that shot. Back out to the neutral zone we come. And McCoy over to Moldenauer on the near side, down in the Dragon zone. Vipers hold it in, send a shot, and goal, Vipers. 3:02 remaining in the second period, face off at center ice.
Hey, Scott, if we have our hand up, we can't put it down.
Courts for the face off. And they'll advance. Ooh, headed into the Dragon zone. Viper zone. McCoy carries it in up the near side. And gonna take it over the far corner and hands it off to a Viper player. Moldenauer back to defend. And got the save. Dragons. Johnson makes the save. 2:30 remaining in the second period. Hill at center, Cook and Ledbetter on the wing, Blevins and Moldenauer on the fence. Hill for the face-off. Vipers send one in from the blue line over to the far or near corner rather, and Moldenauer sends it up the near side looking for Cook. Doesn't quite get it there though, and Vipers battle it in deep all the way to the near corner. Moldenauer and Hill. And Dragons can't clear the zone. Blevins deflects that shot wide, and they'll send it around the back of the net over the far side, and he'll carry it out. The deflection sends a shot. Save Vipers. Face off in the Viper zone. 1:42 remaining in the second period. Dragons down by 2. Courts at center, Richardson and McCoy on the wings, Burks and Moldenauer on the fence. Courts for the face-off. Back to Burks, sends a shot. Oh, glove save, Vipers, dang it. Not enough mustard. Gotta get a little bit more juice behind them things. Let's go. 1:35 remaining in the second period. Same lineup. Courts for the face-off over to McCoy, and back to Burks at the blue line. Pass over to Moldenauer, and he'll send a shot. Through some traffic, that got deflected. Vipers pick it up on their back wall and up the near side. Cross ice pass to a Viper waiting on the far side, and they'll enter into the Dragons zone. And back to Burks, feeds it up to Courts. And jams it across the neutral zone there. McCoy will bring it in, sends a shot, got deflected, and that'll go to the far corner. Back to Courts, back to a Viper player, and they'll scoop it out to the neutral zone again. Here comes Richardson, up the near side. Puck got stripped, back to the neutral zone we go. We got Moldenauer back to defend. And save Johnson, dang. Back to the near side. And Moldenauer will race back for it. Oh. Vipers send another shot on goal, save Johnson. And Moldenauer sends that one all the way down. That'll be an icing call. No, it won't. Icing waved off. Courts battling for it. Oh! Dang, McCoy was there, but just couldn't intercept the pass. All right. Dragons down by 2 after 2, folks. Try and get through these kind of fast here. All right, Ledbetter Insurance, trusted leader in auto, homeowners, and business insurance. Call them at 309-673-5544 or ledbetterins.com. Mr. Toett's Record Service, established in 2012 out of Peoria, Illinois, 309-360-3123 or MrToettsRecordService.com. Mike and Sandy Robertson, Wade and Aaron Woods. And we got Mackinac IGA, friendly small town grocery store with so much more. Contact them or stop in or tell them that Pekin 10UAA Dragons sent you. You can also look them up on MackinaciIGA.com. Ryan Powers, attorney at law. Get a hold of him at 309-349-3835, or you can find him on Facebook. We're back for period 3. Hill for the face-off, back to Blevins, and he'll dump it into the Viper zone. Vipers send it out up the far side, and they'll carry it into the Dragon zone. Send the shot off, and Maxinger intercepted that. Didn't intercept it, but he deflected it. Save Johnson! All right. 11:34 remaining in regulation. Hill for the face-off. And that went through the slot there over to the far side, and Levens will skate it up the far side there. Vipers hold it in. Rocket another one in deep, and here comes Nefziger. Skates it around the back of the Vipers net. And we'll dangle around all the Vipers across the neutral zone. And oh! Save Vipers all the way to the net that time, though. That was good. Let's get some more of those. 11:04 remaining in regulation. Face off in the Viper zone. Towards the center for the face-off, and puck comes up the near side. Levin sends a rocket just wide. Over to McCoy on the far side boards this time. Got one through the feet of some Vipers there. What? Jesus. Delayed penalty on the Dragons there. Looks like we'll have a tripping call on Courts. .10:42 remaining in regulation. Face-off in the Dragon zone. We'll be down a man for a minute 30. Hill for the face-off. And we got Burks and Blevins and Moldenauer out there. Blevins sends it up the far boards. Vipers peel it off. Back to the blue line. And they'll send a shot in. Blevins stops that. Caught it with his stick. He's going to send it off the far boards. And Vipers will collect it. Back to the Dragon zone, and Burks is in a race for it. Chases it all the way to the back wall. And we got a whistle here. Looks like Johnson makes the save. 10:06 remaining. Nope. 10:04 remaining. We got it. I would say a good 3 to 4 seconds rolling on this clock every whistle here. So that's not probably good. Hill for the face-off. Back to a Viper player, and they'll send a shot. And Dragons will deflect that wide. And save Johnson. Back to Burks. Burks sends it up for Duncan. And up to Blevins. Here comes Duncan Hill. Across the neutral zone, up the far side. Got the puck stripped. And Vipers turn it around. Levins picks that off, back to Moldenauer, and they'll send it out to the neutral zone, and he's off to the races. Sends a shot wide, and Vipers collect it. Back to, Moldenauer in the slot, back to McCoy. And Viviano, dang it. Dragons hold it in. No, they don't. Here come the Vipers, and Viviano's going to bring that one up the near side, back into the Viper zone. Nefziger back to defend. Vipers advance in. That goal was waved off. I don't know if there was a goal, and Dragons are still down by 2. 8:32 remaining in regulation. Of course, for the face-off. Brings it up the near side. We'll mess it out to the neutral zone. All the way down. Cuts into the net. Oh, he got deflected there and got collided into. Here come the Vipers back across the neutral zone. Save Johnson, puck's loose, and Blevins collects it. Brings it back out to the neutral zone. Got stripped over to the near side. No stoppages in play here. McCoy races back for it on the far boards. Here come the Vipers. And Blevins slaps it around the back wall over to Burks on the near side. And Dragons feed it up into the neutral zone. Duncan Hill skates it up the near side across the neutral zone there. He got the puck stripped and Burks will collect that and send it into the Viper zone. Dragons can't hold it in the zone. Up to all right, Dragons will be down a man for a minute 30. Duncan Hill will go off for a penalty there, and 7:15 remaining in regulation. Moldenauer at center, and take that face off. Puck comes back to the blue line. Vipers rocket it in all the way to the back wall, and Burks battling with a Vipers player's stick there. And back to Nafziger, sends it back into the traffic, and Burks skates it around the back of the net over the far side. Back up to the blue line. Vipers hold it in and peel it off the far side boards. Far side, Vipers send another one in. Burke stops that, sends it up into the neutral zone. That's going to be an icing call. And another face-off down in the Dragon zone. 31 seconds remaining in the Hill penalty. 6:13 remaining in regulation. Dragons down by 2. Courts the center, Viviano on the wing, Blevins and Nafziger on the fence, Courts for the face-off. Back to Courts, they'll carry it out across center ice. Gets it into the Vipers zone, Vipers turn it around up the far side. And they'll carry it in. No, they won't. Now they will. Courts picks the pocket from behind and he's gonna get it across the neutral zone. Whoop, let the puck go ahead of him there, and Vipers took possession for a moment. Back to Nafziger at the top of the Dragon zone. We'll skate it up across the neutral zone. Enters into the Viper zone on the far side. Sends a shot. Oh, that got deflected off of a... Uh-oh. Ledbetter races back for it. And Vipers clear it out to the neutral zone. Back to Ledbetter. Here come the Vipers. And puck goes wide of the net there. McCoy races back for it. 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Both teams full strength. Vipers hold it in at the blue line. And puck's loose on the back wall. Blevins slams it over to the near side, looking for Ledbetter. And Vipers send it back into the near corner. Vipers send it back into the back wall again. Blevins off the near side again. Back to Burks. And afternoon's game's going to be better, I think. We'll see. All right, back to Ledbetter in the Dragon slot. Sends it out to the neutral zone. And they'll fire it right back in up the far side. Burks will race back for it on the back wall. Sends it up the near side. Vipers hold it in. Send it back to the back wall again. And Burks races back for it. Oh! Back over to the near side. And Ledbetter fed it up to McCoy. Vipers intercepted that pass. Ledbetter drove it back into the zone, but then we're back to the neutral zone again. And here come the Vipers. Across the neutral zone. Back to Blevins. He'll scoop it back out, looking for McCoy, and he'll find him. And this guy's pretty mad about some stuff. All right. Duncan Hill for the face-off, and Vipers collect it, bring it over to the near side. Ooh, Moldenauer got in the way of that. He's going to enter back in. Right into the Viper zone. Sends a shot. Save, Vipers. Glove save. Clock stopped at 2:41 this time. Vipers up by 2. Face off in the Viper zone. Top Shelf Ice Arena is a lively place this morning, folks. All right. Back to Nafziger. Send it off Duncan skates there, and Vipers try to scoop it out. Duncan Hill's going to try and collect that instead. Still racing for it. And Richardson shot. Back to the back wall. Moldenauer. All right, we got a player down here. And he's on his feet, folks. We get a sick tap and a round of applause. Heads back to the Vipers bench there to go get some words of encouragement. 2:07 remaining in regulation. Let's see if we can't knot it up here real quick. Hill for the face-off. Over to Richardson. Sends it off some Vipers traffic in front of the net, and they'll collect it. Send it back to the blue line. Nafziger shoves it back in deep, and just couldn't keep it in there. Offside Dragons. 1:52 remaining in regulation. Face off in the neutral zone. Courts for the face-off. They'll scoop it into the Viper zone. Vipers bring it right back out. Send it up the near side. And they'll carry it all the way down in. Send a shot across the bow there and over to the far side. Yep. Viviano battling for it. Courts sends it up to a Viper at the blue line. Nafziger will stop that shot. Feeds it back out to the neutral zone. And Vipers race it in up the far side. Send a shot wide to the back wall and over to the near corner. And Blevins will intercept that, brings it out across the neutral zone. Vipers knock it back. They're driving to the outside. And Blevins will pick that off in the slot. Carries it over the far side boards and enters in offside Dragons. 48.8 remaining in regulation. Dragons down by 2. Face off in the neutral zone. Over here. Courts for the face-off. Back to Burks. Burks feeds it in. And off of Viper's stick. Moldenauer is racing back for it in the near corner. And Moldenauer comes out with it. Oh, he was looking for a pass to Viviano there, it looked like. And he'll chase it down on the far side. Battling with a Viper. And up the far side it comes. Back to Blevins in the neutral zone. And back to Quartz. Quartz gets it out ahead there. Through some feet. Oh, save Vipers. Back to Moldenauer. And Vipers come out with it. 5 seconds remaining. Oh, almost had a shot. Burks. Oh, that's going to do it for the first game of the day, folks. Dragons defeated by a score of 2-0. And we'll be back at 3:10. Okay. Yep, 3:10 this afternoon. Dragons and Vipers line up at center ice for the congratulatory fist bump. Hopefully we'll have a little more energy next time. We'll see. You got to tune in to find out. This is 33's Daddy. Thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate every one of you. Happy New Year once again. We'll see you at 3:10. Let's go, Dragons!